Hey guys, Mark from 42 Freeway. Finally getting around to doing the Bellmawr Missing Moves video. I thought this was going to be a very quick, 5 or 6 minute video because my prior direct connection video went very long. But then I started adding more commentary and I have updates on the direct connection project. Just video I took just yesterday. I have some discussion on the landfill, although I don't know exactly what's the future current plan is for the landfill. So, in the beginning we're talking about missing moves, and if you hang in through this video, you'll get some more information from me. All right, so missing moves, what that is. So when I did that last video, direct connect video, I really didn't call out, this is a mistake I did, I didn't really call out that it didn't solve this problem. And what the problem is if you're going 42 north, say you're in Gloucester Township and you're traveling on 42 north and you want to go down to Delaware, 295. You can't do that. You have to get off probably in Bellmawr, drive down Creek Road, round the Brooklawn Circle, get back on 295 in Westville. It's a ridiculous thing, right? And likewise, coming the other direction, 295 north from the Delaware, southern New Jersey, South 295 area, you can't get back to 42 south. So that's what the Missing Moves project is going to solve. It will not, if you're coming 295 north and get on the 42, yes, you can jump right on the 55. I've had some people ask, like, can you go 42 north to 255 south? No, that's not in the plans. It's a second large project at $160 million. This is a significant project. If this was if the direct connection project that's in place now wasn't happening, this would be huge on its own. Together, those two projects add up to over $1 billion in construction going on right in the heart of Bellmawr. Put that in perspective. I was reading the new Comcast technology tower going up in Center City, Philadelphia. It is the 9th largest tower in the Western Hemisphere. If you exclude Chicago and Manhattan, it's the largest, tallest building in the United States, and that's about $1.4 billion. So, just to kind of put things in the price and perspective there. The road will run alongside the landfill. You'll see the depictions. I have a 3D video that the state had sponsored from an engineering firm. I have the overhead plans. Subject to change, of course, to final approval. They are in the final stages of planning right now. They are targeting construction this year in 2019 to start. Should include the Creek Road connector. So apparently this is something that the folks in Bellmawr, the politicians in Bellmawr, pushed for to sort of improve the traffic flow and the movement into the landfill property and accessing 42 South. To move some things around. It's surprising, they're actually going to shut down one of the existing main thoroughfares into 42 and create a whole new, 2 new paths coming in. So we'll talk about that. It seems like it was approved. I see commentary from Bellmawr, by the way, that was approved, but we won't know until the official plans come out. You know what, New Jersey Department of Transportation, I love you guys. You do a great job with the community outreach programs. I think you're doing a great job on the direct connection construction. Considering the size of that project and the number of cars, it gets frustrating at times for us commuters, but overall it's gone pretty well. For this particular project, there literally is nothing online. These drawings I'm going to show, none of that is on your NJDOT site. And I apologize if I'm wrong, if I missed something here, but I think you need to correct that over the next few months. So at the same time, we have the 295-42 direct connection project. That's the big one going on now. It's up to about $900 million. The 42 bridge rebuild going on currently now on 42. So they're rebuilding a couple bridges. When that's done, there's another set of bridges. The bridges that go over the Blackwood Trail, they're going to get rebuilt. Missing Moves, which is what we're talking about now. And then over on 47, now it doesn't seem like this is an impact, right? But over on 47, they're going to replace the 2 bridges on, 130 and 47 that go over the Big Timber Creek. So those bridges that go into the dual Brooklawn circles, it seems to be they're going to replace those 2 bridges. Plus I saw some commentary on where 47 goes over 295. That's slated to come up soon, and why that's connected to these projects in my mind, I live this, right? I'm in Deptford, driving in the morning sometimes, I put on Waze or the GPS app and it'll show that 42 North is jammed, and one of the other ways it'll send me is down either Almanesson Road or down Route 47 through that area. So, pretty much everybody southwest of, say, Bellmawr is either going to try and go 42 North or through 47, and it seems like all these main arteries are going to have major construction going on, and of course 295. All right, in the landfill, I have some commentary on the landfill. I don't know what the forward plans are, the official forward plans are. I don't think they actually know. It's been tough for businesses, whether it's solar farms or warehouses or Bass Pro or retail. It's been hard for them to commit, not knowing what that road is going to be. Hopefully, it's not too late for the landfill, and I'll talk about that in a second too. So as I said, I did a video in the fall. When is this? Oh, August 12th I did that. It's on 42freeway.com. You go to my YouTube page, 42 Freeway. That's where the actual video is. It's long. It's 20 minutes. This one's going to be long. This is just a sample here of the video. I'm just going to click through it to show you. I have three of it. Shows the 3D depictions. It shows the history. It shows the overhead. Here's some of the 3D depictions. I'm going to show you these are I didn't do these. These are sponsored by the New Jersey Department of Transportation. They had an engineering firm render them. In the article and in the YouTube, I'll put the link to that. So to reiterate where the problem is. So down here is Gloucester Township. You're coming up towards, say, Philadelphia 295. This is the Bellmawr exit here. The Wawa is in here somewhere down here. When you come up, if you're coming up 42 and you want to get down to 295 South, you can see it right here. It's just not possible. You can't do it. There's no roadway. So what people do is, I think if you did the GPS and you said you wanted to go to Paulsboro from Gloucester Township, either it sends you through 322 maybe, or it tells you to get off in Bellmawr and, as I said, drive all the way down and come back around. It's a mess. So this is you can see this is by Dewberry and RDV Systems. This is from the state's website. I borrowed this from those folks. Hope they don't mind. So what this depiction is we're going to get a sense of how the road's going to traverse. There are some changes on the ground in regards to that Creek Road connector. I'm going to step through this. I do not own this video. So we are traveling 42 north. Over on the right will be the Bellmawr Industrial Park. So we're going over Big Timber Creek. The landfill project starts over here. The next hump, and you've seen these humps, this is the turnpike here. And then you can see it starts splitting into 2 lanes off to the right. Now, a couple of significant things going on here is, so we're pretty much now driving on what is, I think, like the grass median between 42 currently and the industrial park. So as we get up, you can see some of the buildings on the right there. Now I'm going to stop it here. What you'll notice here is this entrance ramp from getting off 42 to get into the Bellmawr area and the Bellmawr Industrial Park and then getting back on is actually moved up significantly, and I think there's a good reason for it. But South Jersey Observer had some articles about how there was some land swapping between the state and Bellmawr to sort of make this happen. So now we're going up on the ramp, and as you see, we're going left. We're going over 42, right? There's no way to do this. Now I'm going to stop again. You can see here in this depiction, this is the remnants of what is now the current exit. And here's, this would be the Sunoco gas station. The Wawa would be there. So this is going to be closed. You're going to move it up. Now the good thing about this is, when you've all experienced this, right? If you've come down, past the new Wawa and the Sunoco, and you get onto the 42 North, you don't have a lot of room to merge into the lane and get out of the way of people going off to the right. I don't even think that road that goes off to the right to go to 295 is a permanent road. I think it's there temporarily. But it makes sense to move this back further. It gives people more run room to navigate further down. All right, so we're going up over 42. As you can see, this is a significant elevated structure. I will tell you here, as you look at this area down here, the drawings I'm going to show in a second, this is different, and we're going to review that. I don't believe this is going to be a circle there. This is all different, but let's just focus on the elevated portion. So we're up in the sky in the second level. Over here, maybe to save money, it's a giant berm, if that's the proper word, just a giant filled-in area. But there's businesses and things here. I think Air Products is here. They're apparently getting all cleared out. You come down, we're going to cross over over Creek Road. Keep this area in mind here. This is where the Creek Road connector is going to start. I'll tease with that. Currently, I have a photo of this. I don't think I added into the project, but this building here is the TNT flooring building, and then next to it is the the softball, baseball, sports academy. You know, I don't even know if that's still there. But this is empty. This is a cleared lot. So the state is, you know, utilizing what's a cleared lot, and they're going to bring this in. So again, we were going 42 north to 295 south. As you can see, we're going to go off to the right side of 295. It's going to connect before it gets to the Creek Road Bridge. And now I haven't found this confirmed, but I could just look at it and tell the size and the height. Looks like as part of this project, Bellmawr is going to get a new Creek Road Bridge. It's significantly wider. You have, you know, 3 lanes of 295 here, another, you know, lane coming in for the merge. They're probably going to need some more height to support the angle. So it looks like for the $160 million, we're going to get another bridge, which 10 years ago they actually had to replace a portion of this in an emergency construction when a tractor trailer or no dump truck left its backup and actually, you know, hit the bridge pretty hard, and they had to do some emergency construction. Well, we're going to get a new bridge, it looks like. And as you can see, coming from the other side, it just repeats itself, right? So let's see what happens when we continue on. I think this is pretty much the end, and you can see the merge, and here's the landfill on the left. So that is Missing Moves. So that's how you will go 295 north to 42 south and 55, or 42 north to 295 south. That should cover all the key things. So here's an overhead. I'm going to zoom into that in a second. You can see depictions of the, you know, don't go by these buildings here. This is just, I think they are thinking towards something, but there's nothing solid with these things right now. I've seen these change so many times. I've been blogging about this landfill for, ironically, I've been blogging about this landfill for 12 years. I may have been the first person to actually bring it out to the public. I'll talk about that just to pat myself on the back. And I haven't really written anything, though, in the 4 years of 42 Freeway. So just throwing this, Ann from South Jersey Observer, you know, had an article, proves funding of the Creek Road Connector. So I haven't found anything officially on the state website about what the Creek Road Connector is. We're going to talk about that. In fact, let's just do this now. So this is SR3 Engineers, Bellmawr Waterfront Development Company. The town of Bellmawr has an official document that covers the whole landfill. It was originally done maybe 8 or 10 years ago. 2017, they updated it. They included this drawing. They included the Creek Road Connector. So I'm going to go in here and see if this works. All right, so we're here. We're traversing this the same exact way that we rode on that 3D video. Coming down, here's the road veering off to the right. Coming through, here's that new ramp that I pointed out, you know, closer in instead of being, you know, down here. Coming over in the air here. Now, I'm thinking this is elevated pylons. I don't know if they're going to fill this in with dirt. This definitely seems to be a berm on this side, as I pointed out. And then coming around and connecting. So that's sort of give you the reference of how that fits into the 3D video. The extra piece, the Creek Road Connector. Well, let's jump around. Currently, if you're getting on 42, you're going to come down Harding Avenue. This is where the old Metrologic building is. You come down. As you can see here, they are going to turn that into a dead end. It's going to become a cul-de-sac, which makes me think this is going to be more of a solid barrier wall and not the support pylons in the as depicted in the 3D view. That'll become a dead end. What's this? Coolidge Avenue will become one of the main entrances into what will become the landfill development project. I don't know, where that status is. That will also get you in the 42. South Jersey Observer has another article from maybe 3 years ago where Bellmawr is talking about turning this into a 6-lane road. Now that was because this was considered to be maybe the only way in. What they're saying now has been approved by the Department of Transportation and funded, but I can't find it again in their website, is this Creek Road Connector. So where we're at here, this is where TNT Flooring and the sports facility is, training facility. This is that lot that is empty now, and right here they are going to build another traffic light and a road coming through. And if you just turned here and you want to get on 42, you could just follow that right through. Or again, it'll be another entrance into what will become the landfill development. And if they do development here, this is the deferred piece of this project. I don't know if people appreciate that, understand that. This is the deferred piece. There'll be entrance ways into there. I also saw that they were talking about with doing this. There's a traffic light here at Harding. Well, with it becoming a dead end, they don't need the traffic light, so they would move it. And I know they're gonna, if this happens, they'll put a light here. I don't honestly recall if they're going to put a light here at Coolidge. With this Creek Road connector, this may end up becoming the main road into the development, which isn't a bad idea because you got a lot of things going on here. You got Essex Avenue going up to the ball field. There's just a lot going on here, and maybe it's better to get people away and down here. So so that's it. Do I want to talk about this project here? I'm seeing 3 phases. Phase 1. So this is Bellmawr. This building here in this area is where the Bass Pro Shops was going to be. I don't know if this is still considered going to be the Bass Pro Shops, but I think they're just sort of visually depicting what could be here. This is a change. There was a earlier presentation showed some sort of like outlet style village concept like they have at the premium outlets. Nobody said this to me. I honestly think that the premium outlets are here because of the attention that was given to the Bellmawr landfill, and then they ended up in Gloucester Township because they were ready for them, and maybe because of tax advantages. But this is a little different. This is sort of a strip setup retail, and this looks like maybe a restaurant. Again, these are just depictions. A couple of years when they start signing deals, if they ever do, it'll be different. I'm already talking way too long. This is again South Jersey Observer. Just they do a great job. Ian does a great job over there. She really covers everything in Bellmawr. If you live in Bellmawr, you have to go to like her Facebook page and follow her website. This is when they move that road, I believe this is sort of the real estate transactions they needed to do to give permission and ownership to the state to sort of move that access road to the industrial park area. All right, I'm going to jump right into the win. So Stephen Shapiro, nice enough gentleman. I talked to him on the phone. He's the director of communications. This goes back to September. Shows you how long I've been trying to work on this post. I've actually taken the video that I'm going to show for the direct connection like 5 times and then ran out of time to actually publish it. So here's the commentary. I'll summarize it. They are completing, this is in September, completing the final design now. Expects to be advertised, that means put out for bid in the summer of 2019. Guess what? We're here. It's 2019. Summer's a few months away. I like to think it's a few months away, but I already got from Bud's Pools. They're already calling me to schedule my pool opening. That made me feel good. Like, well, it's January, but summer's not too far off. Construction to start late 2019, literally this year. Now there's still 3 or 4 years of construction going on with the direct connection project, and they're gonna start up this guy. Which, at this point, I'm of the opinion, if we're dealing with this mess of traffic, let's just get it out of the way, So this is interesting news here. I think people are frustrated by this all the time. And you're coming up 55 North, and you're going to connect onto 42. There's that big bending overpass that goes over 42, and you're on 2 lanes on 55, and it goes to 1, and it's just a choke point, right? It could be 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday, and there's a car's backed up a half mile. They're going to make it 2 lanes as part of this project, and Stephen Shapiro, he just volunteered that to me, and I really appreciate that he did that because I would not have known this any other way. It's not in any of the depictions. And there will be a new what I determined to be a new Creek Road over 295 overpass. So as we talked about, I think I already covered this, but direct connection through 2024. Missing Moves, if it starts 2019, that's a 3 or 4 year project. The bridges over Timber Creek and Lower Landing, it says estimated 2019 to 2020. Are we supposed to have flying cars now by 2020? That just seems significant to me. Like somewhere in the 50s or 60s, we're supposed to be like not even have roads. Route 42 bridges over the Blackwood Railroad Trail, that's estimated to be 2020. Those Westville bridges over Timber Creek and 130, there's a couple different, what they do is they put out proposed budget years of when the money will be applied and when it'll hit. It can drag on, it typically does. I know in the Westville area, people actually got notifications from the state who are in the areas of those bridges that, about they had a community outreach program. So maybe some of these things fall behind, but there's going to be some overlap. And Route 47 over 295. I saw that it didn't look like there was a lot of money allocated to it, so I'm not sure if that's an actual rebuild or just doing an impact study. Excuse me. All right, so Bellmawr Landfill, shifting gears. What will it become? I don't know. I honestly don't think they know. I have, over the years, met with Charles Gallup, the original driver behind the project. Mike Esposito, another great guy. I did a lot of the early posts. I was mostly positive, I think 99% positive on the project. You know, to live in Bellmawr my entire life and you know, just think it was done. It was full in that regard. And then this idea of putting something on the landfill, it was just exciting. So this article I found, I have a subscription to newspapers.com. It's really cool. It allows you to, you know, research stories, and all these images get digitized, so you can literally search on Bellmawr. This is in 2006. The first article was published, and why this is significant. Well, first off, look at this. They wanted to build a 31-story office building. They wanted to build towers. This is when the Paco speed line station, people thought it was going to go down 42, and they were going to make this a transit village. Why this is significant, and let me see if I can do this. How this even got out, and this is where I pat myself in the back. It's blurry here, but lifelong Bellmawr resident Mark Matthews. So how this even made it on the paper here is I was helping some friends with a high school reunion. You know, and I was never really that involved in school, but I was a computer guy. This is before Facebook. And I thought, you know, I heard about it. I said, oh, I'll build a website. And we're meeting, and one of my former classmates lives in town, had better connections than I, and said, oh, you hear they were talking in the Bellmawr Democrat Club about this massive project. And I'm like, no, I don't know anything about it. And I started researching. I found some things on the developer's website. I didn't know what to do with it, but I'm like, someone needs to know this. So I called the Carrier Post, and I gave the Carrier Post this tip. And you know, I guess as a thanks, they asked me for a quote and put my name in there. This is the first time anybody heard about the project. So when that happened, I said, you know what? I started thinking things through. How can I do this? Then I was the Bellmawr blog. It was more than just a landfill. I would go to the council meetings. I wasn't as thorough as Ann is with South Jersey Observer. But as you see, this, you know, I found that there's a website, Wayback Machine. It archives a lot of websites. So this is long gone, but this goes back to 2017. In fact, if I click it here, I should have prepped this so it would load it up. You can actually see, did I say 2017? 2007. This is how much commentary I wrote on the project from development. You can see Mr. Gallup's name in there. Look at this. Back in 2007, 11, 12 years ago, I already knew about missing moves. It was already being discussed. That's how long these things take. The state is ridiculous with how long these projects take. They have a lot of different concerns, the environmental impacts and things, but these things just take a very long time, and keep that in mind when developers are building an IHOP or something like that too. It also takes time. There's the Paco. Here's a summary. I was positive. I'm like, yeah, this is going to happen. So far, it hasn't. Some other things, you know, there was a public hearing in 2008. I wrote a blog on that. Hey, remember this one? The Bellmawr Spectrum. I think I had moved by this point to markmatthews.com, and Bellmawr Spectrum. Let's see. Yeah. Here's the Bass Pro. Here's what I literally found renderings on the internet. The developer was working with a design firm, and there was no like public meeting. They weren't talking about this in the council meeting. The developer was just putting this stuff online, and I was finding it. And then here's some overhead depictions. You can see some representations of like the little village. Here's some street. You know, this is from, again, 2008, was it? Here's an actual depiction of Bass Pro Shops in the Bellmawr landfill. Again, this site is long gone too. And bigger than you imagine. Oh, this is just a fun one. Sorry, guys, I'm rambling. This is more about me patting myself on the back and wondering why I haven't posted in 4 years. That property up there is 110 acres. And I did some things to put it in perspective. This is, you know, if you overlaid Lincoln Financial, the Eagles Stadium, I think I got Lincoln Citizens Bank Park, different things in there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is Triton High School here. I couldn't see it. Triton High School, different things. I do another one where I have the stadiums in there. I think this is the Deffert Mall building. Look, the Deffert Mall building, as big as the Deffert Mall is just in one of the 3 phases. Down here, this is a Walmart. I forget which one this was. A Walmart and its parking lot. You know, 5 Walmarts and parking lots. And then this one I think is the coolest. This is literally the Magic Kingdom. So if many people have been to Disney World. If you've been to the Magic Kingdom, this is size for size. This matches up. The Magic Kingdom could fit in the landfill when they build Bellmawr Disney. Oh, here's I think the stadiums. Whatever. That's not important. We'll move on. They're also, oh man, me and my blogging. I also for a while was doing, Camden County was doing some local blogs, and what was cool about it is you would do a blog post, and they would, if they liked it, they would publish it in the paper on a weekly basis. So here's another one. I was talking about the deer that were in the landfill. All right, so what's next? So we talked about this depiction here. One thing I want to highlight, and why I mentioned briefly, is it too late? I don't know if it is. I'm not an expert in this, but I did this depiction here on my maps, plotting this out. So here's obviously South Jersey. I'm going to zoom in here. Here is the Bellmawr Landfill. Now, it is an awesome location between 295 north and south, 42 south. I mean, you can get anywhere. Philadelphia is so easy to get to and come in. Oh, I should have depicted. There's a big retail development. The gallery is being remodeled in Philadelphia, and that's going to open up soon too. So you have this big project. They want big box retailers. They want fancy people. They want movie theaters, right? So this is Bellmawr. You go up the road. Obviously, you have Deffert Mall. It's a powerhouse. You got every big box store around there. There are 13 alcohol serving restaurants there. If you really sit there and think about the Chili's, the Outbacks, the Longhorn Steakhouse. I mean, it's Red Robin in the mall. It's just a powerhouse. Sears closed, but something, Dick's is already moving in, and there may be more. I'll go down to the right. Actually, if you zoom out, so you got 42 was the hotbed. You have Deffert. You have the premium outlets here that opened up, and you have the this is the Cross Keys Road area. So all these are stores. Now when you get out to Cross Keys, and actually even in Washington Township, there's the big shopping center with Walmart. When you get far enough away, things will start duplicating. You can have an Ulta in Deffert and an Ulta in Washington Township. But you had this. Now you have, so here's Bellmawr. So the blue is the things that are not developed yet. You have Bellmawr. You have here the Waynco Benderson property in Deffert. So this is off of 47 at the bottom of the Kinsley landfill. If you get off of 47 there, it's kind of strange. You're going into Washington Township, which is a premier community, Deffert, which is a great community, premier community, and none of this is developed because of the landfill. So this is where the third Deffert Walmart was going to happen 10 years ago. These folks actually have the last unused Deffert liquor license. There is, if you go online, there is, maybe I'll put the links in the article. They had a plan set up. It was another, like they have land on both sides of the road, all the way through here, multi-use, residential, offices, and a lot of retail. They were going to put a Walmart in there. There's also another big 100-acre property here that someone recently bought. So you have that. The one that's closest to probably happening is this is at 322. This is called the Richwood Village by Madison Marquette. They own hundreds of acres of, 200 acres, I forget. Next to them is the new Inspira Hospital going in. There's the Bone Salt Brewing. There's the South Jersey Tech Park. Rowan University is here. There's a lot going on. This thing is one of those projects, like for 10 years it was supposed to be developed. I have a post coming out on that. They own 4 liquor licenses. Mullica Hill, it actually fits mostly in the Mullica Hill. It was a dry town. And they, 2009, passed a referendum to approve liquor licenses. There were 5 licenses. One went to Naples Pizza, Naples at the Warehouse. I believe they're doing a remodel, adding a bar, and I think that's opening in 2019. The Richwood Village has been sitting on 4 liquor licenses. This is, is this where the Costco is going? Is it here or in Woolwich? But again, it's a huge development. There's 2 or 3 streets here where there's just neighborhoods of rural settings of houses, ranchers that are just been empty for 10 years because they bought them out, bought the people out to start development, and they had. I'm going to do a separate post on that. Then, continuing on 322, you have down on Woolwich another development going in. I believe they're targeting a Walmart there. I actually haven't been down there in a while. I need to go see if anything's happening. I think this one's getting a Walmart, and here they were supposed to get a Costco. So you have all this. You have the facility going up in Center City, Philadelphia. So my point of all this is, with all the existing developments, and you have these 3 projects going on, I'm not so confident about this Deffert Benderson Waynco project of 47, but how many businesses, big box retailers, stores, Ultas are there left? How many restaurants are there left to fill these projects out? So a lot of these things, they'll get everything in line, they'll get the approvals, they'll get their liquor licenses ready. But they won't start building until they have some people signed on board. Now, if you can get a Costco on board, that alone is big enough to build, and with them, people will follow. So, my point is, Bellmawr, man, it's a shame. I think the biggest problem really was this Missing Moves project. If it had happened 6-7 years ago, maybe we would have seen the Bass Pro Shops, and maybe the outlets end up in Bellmawr. They don't have an official tax program there, but as Gloucester Township does, but maybe the outlets would have happened there. Now it's just going to get tougher and tougher, as things take longer. I'm rambling here, taking too long. Did I mention that Bellmawr, the landfill, those guys own a liquor license? I blogged about that also. All right. So I'm done with Missing Moves, done with the landfill. I have some video here going back as a refresher. I took this on January 5th of the direct connection project. That's the current running project. So, we all know this, right? The weather's just been awful. It's just been hard to find sunny days to get good quality video. I've been experimenting with a new camera. By the way, I did a end of year review video, both on Christmas and New Year's Day, experimenting with this new camera I got, and just had some focusing issues. I put a lot of time into it. Maybe I'll still do that. But all right, so I am at, here's the Annunciation St. Joachim Church. This was my church before I moved. So this is getting finished here. They dealt with a lot of difficulties here at the church. I am wondering, when we progress a little further, does the state pave all this for them and they get their bigger parking lot back? So let me turn the back off here. I should have did that for all the videos. So this is a slow roll. I am standing on a ramp. So they're building, to replace the Browning Road Bridge, they're going to build a temporary bridge offset. And this is the dirt ramp leading up to that. Let me see if I can stop it here. Over here you can see 295. This is the road going to 295 north. This is that tunnel that I talked about in the prior video. Here you can see the pylons going on. So the roadway will go over top here, the main roadway. By the way, we're in contract 3. I'm probably jumping ahead. I think I have a slide on this. We're in contract 3. Contract 3 has a lot going on. Contract 3 is like a 5-year contract. There's 4 contracts total. And that includes the temporary bridge. It includes this overpass to the extent that for 295 South, you would at least be routed that way. So this bulkhead here, and then you can see the 2 pylons. This is where the temporary Browning Road Bridge will go across, so that they can then tear this down and rebuild it. I saw some comments in another article that aspects of this project have been a year behind, but they don't see it as an overall delay. Because they've been able to shift priorities around. And the delays are attributed to needed utility work. I don't know. I think I'm amazed myself that this hasn't been built after they had this up for like a year. There are sewer lines and things running under this bridge. It makes me think, is that part of the delay? That do they have to move all these things also? But I don't know. I didn't really see. Maybe they can leave the lines hanging and still build a new bridge there. So here's the mausoleum over there in Bellmawr. Mary Mother. All right, so click that. How do I get out of this? Go to next. All right, so the next video is, now I'm on the other side of the Browning Road Bridge, and as you can see, this is the mausoleum. This is the bulkhead of where that temporary road's going to connect. So I put a lot of money into this temporary road. You can see the sound barrier walls are already there. I heard it gets pretty tight down here. The wall gets pretty close. I have to remember to do that for the next video. Oh, sorry about my dog. And of course my family won't let him out, and he'll just bark for minutes. Oh, that was pretty good. All right, so you can see these structural pylons, columns, posts. The roadway will be over top of that. It's going to connect to the top of that tunnel that I talked about, over top of Browning Road, connecting down. We'll show some video on that. A little messy. These guys, not only are they, this is a tough project, right? They have to deal, we deal with the rain in our lives and commute, but they got to navigate heavy machinery through this mess down here. So this is another depiction. This whole wall here, the Annunciation, St. Joachim, that's done. There's a bump out here for the temporary road bridge. I almost wonder if even that whole bump out is, I should have showed that when I was on the other video, is is going to be removed in the end, because it looks like that's where, you know, they're going to have this road will be shifted up against the wall to connect. You know, if you're going to go directly into 295 South. So now I crossed over Creek Road, Browning Road, looking across, obviously, 295, 42, 676. No, 676 is what this is. Here's the Bellmawr Industrial Park, and I forgot to turn the video sound off. You can see the Bellmawr Park. I said industrial park. They started putting up this wall, the sound barrier wall. Man, there's some houses down here that are just really, really close to this construction. Those poor folks. Over here, you can see a little bit is the elevated road. That, you know, the bridge will be coming up over here and connecting with those posts that I talked about. As we continue on, so what they're doing now here is, you'll see the pieces, and I have a closer video. They're building the more permanent wall. It's actually a decent looking barrier wall. They've used them in many other spots. They've used them up on the 295 portion, which was done a long time ago. Next, Mark, when are you going to learn? I'm not doing this video again. Again, you can see the concrete wall going in and the back. So this sound barrier is going to come all the way across here. You know, I talked earlier about the Annunciation Church. They have the barrier wall there, and they have the fence, the protective fence. But then I wondered, are they going to get a sound barrier wall? You would think the church would need one too. So maybe that does change over there. I don't know. I'll have to ask a question on that. Now I'm actually sitting in the Bellmawr Park housing development, where they removed several of the houses and still didn't get rid of the sound. So this is, you know, I just showed that the wall. I was on the other side. So there is an interesting piece here. I have this clip and one more. You can start seeing this angled. Sorry if my eyes aren't directly at you guys. I have to obviously have this computer screen that I'm looking at below me. You can see this angled roadway here, and look at this. It's done enough. They have heavy machinery and a heavy truck sitting on this thing. So my understanding, well, the way I see this is, if you're down in Gloucester on Market Street and you enter on to, you know, get onto the whole mess, the 42 South and everything there, and you want to go 295 South, this will be like a direct shoot. You'll be able to just get in that right-hand lane a mile away, mile and a half away, and just go under Creek Road, under Browning Road Bridge. Would it be under Creek Road Bridge? Under Creek Road Bridge, and no, Creek Road's after this. Under the Browning Road Bridge, and then just go under the, underneath everything, and then it's going to swoop back up. And this is what this angle is that traffic coming up, and that's going to take cars directly into 295 South. And this is another. So now I'm over by the Little League fields in Bellmawr. Yeah, this is, you know, I was still here 2 months ago, maybe. I had a video 2 months ago. None of this was here, and you may not be able to see it. You know, obviously you can see these sound barriers, but this is done in a way that they're going to extend and bring these sound barriers down. I don't know if they get higher there. And then this elevated piece here, what I believe that is, you know, again, we're talking about the main road that's going to go from, you know, connect 295 and go over everything 42 to this. That's why this is elevated, because this is going up, and there'll be the overpass there. What else do I got? All right, I was talking about this already. Contract 3, Browning Road, and the housing relocation. So this is why I think some things are maybe delayed or just shifted around, because the Bellmawr Park houses have been, the ones that need to move have been rebuilt. I have some video on that too. They're saying at the end of this contract, which I think is like, through 2021, I have it right there. The I-295 southbound main line opens with 2 lanes. So Al Joe's curves only serves Route 42 traffic temporarily. So basically by 2021, 2 years, they're going to have that main road going up over everything, at least in one direction. I don't know what Ramp A Bridge is. Sorry about that. Maybe it's in this depiction. Oh, Ramp A Bridge. I think, you know, down in here where they have that temporary road on 42 to 295, that road's temporary, and they're actually going to change some things, and maybe that's what it's referring to. And then, so this is really cool to me. A lot of Bellmawr people, you know, maybe moved away. You're unaware of this, but you know, when they move the houses, they move 2 groupings. They put one grouping down on Anderson Avenue, not Anderson, sorry guys, Peach Road, where Bellmawr Park, and then Peach Road is on the other side of Creek Road, and there was that land, there was a little playground there. So they built that. This is actually across from the Little League field, so we all knew this as the WIP Woods. If you played Little League or even just lived in that part of Bellmawr, you absolutely went through those woods. There's a creek there. You know, it was just a cool sort of private area that the kids felt that they were the only ones that knew about. When they needed land, they moved the houses, a grouping of the houses there. So these are brand new homes. So what's cool about this is, yeah, I didn't confirm this, but I was told by someone that because it's a federal project, you know, when they're moving someone's house or rebuilding it, so they don't show any sort of favoritism or anything, they have to basically rebuild the exact same thing. So even though these are from 1952 or 46 or something like that, when they move these properties, these houses, I'm sorry, they did not move them. They rebuilt new. They literally recreated the exact style. I mean, they're not, each unit isn't the same as it was before, but the square footage and all, it's all comparable. And it almost makes, you know, I see articles all the time, Philly.com and different things. People are looking at like tiny houses as solutions for housing problems and things. And I'm thinking, look, the federal government already has the plans for these buildings, or the state does, I'm sorry. It's a state project. I think the federal government's done a lot of the funding. Why don't they just take these blueprints and make villages for people so that they can, you know, live more inexpensively. So this may be my last slide. That is my last slide. So Happy New Year to you guys. Sorry it took so long to get this video out. Right now I'm sitting here thinking I am not redoing this, even though I made several mistakes that I caught myself on. But go Eagles! It's Sunday. The Eagles are in the playoffs today. I'm going to change this to my green outfit and have a great 2019. I probably will still be posting next week another video, just sort of a recap of 2018. Thanks again.